Precal12, how's it going? This is a review for 6.1 to 6.2 quiz, and the quiz is not meant to be long today. In fact, it's supposed to be very quick, not very many problems there. So when you look at this review, hopefully it will go over some of the problems that you may have a struggle on, and we'll hit those and go from there. If you need some more help coming in the morning, we'll rock and roll. All right, let's hit one on 6.1, and then we'll go to 6.2, okay? All right, so first thing that we want to just kind of check out here is that this kind of chart. Now, the reason why the chart is so important is because it kind of paves the way for what we do. For instance, as you look at this, you kind of see the traditional part for law of sines with two angles, side angle, angle, or angle, side angle. Really, anytime we have two angles, we're going to kind of follow the simple pattern of finding the third angle and then using the law of sines. If we have angle side side or side side angle there, remember that we're set it up, watch out, make sure that we assume that it's 2, and then if it's 0 or 1, we can then go from there. We'll show that a little bit today. And then also remember here too, we'll go into law of cosines here. This is 6.2. Down below, this is 6.1, just so you get a heads up there. All right, so the side angle side, we're going to use the law of sines to find the opposite angle, and then we'll use law of sines to kind of find the other stuff. The other thing you just got to be careful of is we find the angle opposite the longest side. That's important for where we are headed there. So let's do this. Let's go to our first problem. In this example, we have number 5. We know that the first side is 20. So again, you'll have just remember that the side A is across from angle A. That's important. Same with B and C over here. So just a heads up on that just as you progress. We also know that 15 is B, so we're going to put 15 over here. And 40 degrees is A, so we're going to put 40 degrees on this side. So as we recognize this, remember we can't go this way when we read it because we'd hop over 2. We'd hop over the C and the B. So we actually can't read it as angle side side in that way, or rather side angle side going this direction. But what I can say is I can go this direction, okay? It does not matter which way as long as I skip over 1. So this would be angle side side. Since I've got angle side side or side side angle, okay, yes, I know there's this. I apologize. I know this is on a podcast, but either one of these would work. We know that we could have possibly 2 triangles. We also can have 0. So because of that, we're going to set it up as angle A, angle B, and angle C on this example. Since we know, and by the way, the side lengths, the only one we're missing is side C. We do that at the end for a side side angle or angle side side because we don't need it right away. So we could kind of find that at the very end. In fact, you can't find it now. The only one you can find it at is at the end, okay? Sorry about that. I think my air conditioning is currently on. I apologize. So hopefully you can still hear me there, and we'll rock. So with this, we know that the angle is 40 degrees is A. So we're going to plug that in. Okay, we're going to plug that in for both there. So what we've got to do is we've got to find either angle B or C. But remember, I can't solve for angle C here. The reason why is because they have the angle and the side length that still needs to be found. So because of that, I am not actually able to solve for C. So I'm going to have to solve for B in this example. Okay, I'm going to switch this around over here. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to use the law of sine. So we're going to go sine. This over here. Put it up here, okay? Go sine of 40 over 20 equals the sine of B over 15. Now, don't do what I did last time. You could really mess this up if you don't take it step by step. So just be careful on that, moving forward on that one, okay? All right, so as I keep going, I'm going to do cross multiply. So I'm going to do 15 sine of 40 equals 20 sine of B. Remember that you should be in degree mode, so just be careful on that. So when I divide this out, okay, we're going to go to this one here, get this out. Okay, so we're going to go 15 sine of 40. Perfect. Divide that by 20. And once I get to that, then I'm going to take the inverse sine of both sides, okay? Don't leave this here. Make sure you do the sine inverse of both sides. So once I solve for this inside, I'm going to do the sine inverse to get b by itself, if you could see that on that side. I'm going to do sine inverse of my answer here. To get 28.8, we can do it to the first decimal. That'd be good. So 28.8 is my first angle that I solved for. So now I'm going to ask the question, okay, so really there's really two, possibly three places where it equals 180. We got the one up and down because three angles added together equals 180. Same thing with the possible second triangle, okay? So I've got that. And then, so what I've got now is we've got 1 and 2, but we also have whatever the first angle I solve for. Remember, I can't solve for C. So it doesn't apply here. But the first angle I solve for it equals 180. So 180 minus 28.8. 180 minus 28.8 equals 151.2 degrees. Okay, so this is what I plug in. The next thing I do is I take 40 plus 28.8, 68.8. And I subtract that from 180, giving me 111.2. Again, I would have no triangle if at this spot with 28.8 it gave me air. If it gave me air, then that means that there is no triangle, just a heads up. But since it did, we have one at least. Question is does it have two? And I check by saying 40 plus 151 is greater than 180. I can't have a possible third angle. So there's no way that it can be in that location that's there, okay? And so because of that, we know that there is no second triangle, but there is a first. So we only have one triangle in this situation. And to find what C is, I just use my law of sines again. So I'm going to do sine of 40 over 20 equals sine of the angle C, which is 111.2 over side C. And what I'm going to do, and you could do this with me, I'm just going to cross multiply. So I'm going to do 20 sine of 111.2. Divide that by sine of 40. And I should get, I got like 29.00. So 29.0 is kind of what I got there. So C is equal to 29.0, and that would be my side length there. Just a heads up to kind of check this. Every time that I do this, the highest angle, which was C in this case, should be across from the highest side. So like the largest side, which was 29, was across from 111. So that's just a quick way to check that. Same thing with the shortest side. So the shortest side, 15, should be across from the lowest angle, which was 28.8. Just a good way to check there before you submit that. You might want to do this bottom one and maybe check with me tomorrow morning if you need some help on that one, just as a relief there, as a help, okay? Let's go through the last one here. This one's another good one that we could kind of put here, and we'll put it down. So here's the problem. We got A is equal to 19, B is equal to 20, and C is equal to 13. Because this is a side triangle, you can go back to our chart there. In fact, I will. And in that chart, you'll notice that identifies as a law of cosines problem. So because of that, we're actually going to find the opposite angle with the largest or the longest side. So we're going to do that one first. So because of that, the longest side is B. So we're going to say the formula, and I'll go up here, is B squared equals, and I'm just writing the formula. So A squared plus C squared minus 2, and these two are together. So AC cosine of big B. So how I started is kind of the angle that I end with. So I'm going to plug and chug. So B is 20 squared, which is 400. Equals A squared is 13 squared, which is 169, plus C squared, which is 19. We'll do 19 squared, which is 361. Since we're there, let's add 169 there. So so this is really 361 minus 2 times, see what is 19? 19 times 13. 247. So minus 2, and then we'll multiply by 2. Okay, so we have 247 here. And I'm just writing showing work so you can see that. When I simplify this, I'll have minus 494 cosine of B. Over here on this side, I should get 530 equals 400. Please, please, please do not subtract that, okay? Let me actually draw this. Do not subtract this. Because 494 is with cosine of B, I cannot subtract that. So please be careful. Warning, be careful, okay? All right, be careful. Please be careful. So, but what we can do is get rid of this 530 by subtracting it. So when I do that, I get negative 130 equals negative 494 cosine of B. Now what I can do is order of operations, divide by negative 494. And so I'll have cosine of B equals negative 130 divided by negative 494. Okay? And what we'll do is we'll take the cosine inverse of both sides, getting me 74.7. 74.7 as my longest angle first. Again, just a heads up here, this is important. Make sure it says first find the angle opposite the longest side. That's very important. Find the one opposite from the longest side, okay? All right. So as I finish up here, the only thing that I see here that we need to do is just use the law of sines to be able to find that other angle. So what we'll do here is just kind of come up and just say, okay, sine of, this was angle B, so we're going to say sine of 74.7 over 20 equals sine of, we usually go downward, so 19 over, I'm sorry, not sine of, big A over 19. Remember the side length is always the one that's without the sign there. So the side is underneath or on top of the sign. As long as it's consistent, that's all we care about. So we cross multiply 19 sine of 74.7, and then I'm going to divide that by 20. We'll take the sine inverse of both sides. You can kind of do that there to get 66.4 as our next angle. So 66.4 is angle A there, angle A. This one's angle B. And to find angle C, obviously, we add those two angles together. So 74.7 added to 66.4. And we subtract it from 180 to get 38 point. I want to make sure. Yeah, 66.4. Let me do it one more time. Plus 74.7 subtracted from 180. And we get 38.9 as my answer for angle C. Again, that's kind of our process there. Hope that was helpful. We can do another one tomorrow. The side angle side, which is up here, you could kind of check on, test it. We could do that in class if need be tomorrow. Hope all is well. Hope you continue to do well. And what we'll do is we'll continue going forward. Have a great day. We'll see you.